Clint. We out here. It's Saturday night, and I don't know what you've been up to today, but I have had a pretty good day. Let's talk about it here on the Locked On Bulldogs podcast.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Everybody, welcome back. Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, part of Locked On Atlanta, and part of the greatest college football franchise in all the land. Hey, Alabama fan. Hey, Gator fan. How y'all doing? Oregon Duck fan, I know you ain't here.
Oregon fan, talk to me in the comments. Drop a comment down below. Talk to me in the comments. Let me know.
We have three things to talk about today. Here are the three things. Are you ready? And there are three names. They're just names, okay? Mm-hmm. And I'm not even... His name is Stetson, and if you don't know who that is, shame on you, world. Yeah. Stetson, Big O, and Malachi Starks, because if y'all don't just know how insane it is for these three guys, and there's plenty of others to talk about, but these three exemplify the dismantling of a once proud college football franchise that is now in dismay because Georgia came rolling through. That's what we're going to talk about today. Daniel, I tweeted this out. Let me tell you all right now. Let me say it. Okay.
Say some things.
Stetson Bennett is a top 4 college football quarterback. I don't care what you say. He's not a walk-on anymore. He didn't earn it. He's not the mailman. Those days are behind him. He's dead and gone. It's like the kid that you used to play cards with, went out to college on the East Coast and came back home, and you're like, who are you? Mm-hmm. He's not the same kid anymore. He's not the same
guy. No, he's not. And let me just real quick, across the gamut. I'm going to try to hit everybody here.
Hit him.
Stetson Bennett haters, where are you? Drop a comment down below. Let me hear you down below.
I want your name.
Tell me about Stetson Bennett now. Talk to me about how we didn't get Caleb Williams to transfer in here, about how maybe Carson Beck will be ready in case Stetson Bennett can't get the... Talk to me about Stetson Bennett, because second group of people I'd like to address, Weldon brothers. How's that Heisman ticket looking?
Weldon brothers, we're not worthy. Weldon brothers, we're not worthy.
How about that Heisman ticket you're holding on to? And I might put that in a safe place.
I would put that in a very, very safe, lock and key that thing.
I'm on record as saying no Georgia quarterback, no Georgia player in our lifetime will ever win the Heisman. But this just in. Stetson Bennett may just go out and win the Heisman this year, Clint. It's not just the stats, okay? We could talk about 350 yards. We could talk about 75%. We could talk about 75% completions. We talk about all this.
31 times.
We could talk about this just like touchdown. Those were our first 7 drives. We could talk about that, okay?
Yes.
But it's how he did it, Clint.
Yes.
It's the escapability in the pocket. It's the way he maneuvered but kept his eyes downfield. It's the way he planted his feet and didn't throw on the run. It's the way that he managed the game, Clint. He was a general out there.
Yes. You said manage game, and people are going to jump all over like, oh, he's a game manager. No. What Daniel means is how he managed the game, because every quarterback is a game manager. There's not one who's not. Patrick Mahomes is a game.
Some of them are bad.
Man, some of them are bad.
The game. Yeah.
Stetson Bennett, turns out, is exceedingly awesome at managing the game, because his job is to efficiently strike on incredible plays and keep the chains moving towards the end zone, which he did. He was cool, calm, collected every step. He was not fazed by anything. He threw darts.
I mean, we're talking about there were some lasers. The third down conversion to Marcus Rosemey on the sideline early in the game.
That thing had a trajectory of like two degrees.
Laser. And you want to talk about that touchdown that he threw to A.D. Mitchell.
Oh my.
And Clint, I had flashbacks of January the 10th and Lucas Oil. It was a significantly shorter pass. than the one he threw to A.D. Mitchell in Lucas Oil Stadium. But that connection seems to be alive and well. The Ladd McConkey Stetson Bennett connection seems to be alive and well. The tight end connection to Stetson Bennett seems to be alive. We're going to get to that segment too.
Don't worry.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is we could talk about all these players.
Yes.
But it's Stetson Fleming Bennett the fourth. He is the postmaster general. He is the king of college football quarterbacks right now. And debate a wall. I don't care. I don't care what you think about it.
He took a cheap shot hit
and he loved it. Oh my God. He just ate it up. He ate it up.
Y'all, again, let me tell you, please hear me when I say this. You can think whatever you want. You go to a person in that Georgia locker room, to a man, and you say, Stetson Bennett, your quarterback, and everyone will say, that's my ride or die boy. Like, I ain't leaving him. He's not leaving me. He loves it. He feeds off of it. He is tough as nails. And that's not like, oh, he's a gym rat. That's not that like euphemism that you use for people who, Bo Nix is a gym rat. That's who's a gym rat. Sure. Bo Nix is tough as nails. Stetson Bennett is tough as nails as a gym rat. He's all these things, but he's actually good at throwing the football laser strike.
I'm done with the feel-good story. I'm done with his teammates love him. I'm done with the narratives about Stetson Bennett. You know why he's on the field? Because he's better at playing quarterback than everyone else in the country. So, again, I don't want to hear it anymore.
He had 250 yards in the first half. We didn't miss a third down until the second team
Until Carson Beck was in the game. Okay, this Stetson Bennett was flawless tonight. And he showed this Georgia team. He showed this Georgia fan base. He showed Dan Lanning. He showed, and the thing is, Clint, maybe the nation will catch on. Maybe they won't. Care. We don't care.
I don't care. You know, here's a couple.
We have the best team in college football. We have the best offense in college football, and that offense is led by Stetson Bennett. You can take your Ohio State, and you can have them. Don't need it. I've got Stetson Bennett. I'm doing just fine. So that's segment one. We have a lot to talk about.
Really quick before we go on, A.D. Mitchell. He's that dude.
Save it till Tuesday.
Dude. Okay.
Tuesday we'll be back. We got more to talk about. I got three segments today. We're doing three segments.
Hey, just letting you know, talking about concentrating and only taking care of what you can control, I want to let you know what you can control is not driving drunk or stoned whatsoever. You can control it. You have the ability to do so. With all these games, with all these tailgates, here's a very easy rule. Hand your keys off. Take responsibility. Be an adult. Do not drink and drive. Do not get high and drive. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration wants you to know the only way to drive is sober. Drive sober or get pulled over.
There was a moment in the right before halftime when Dan Lanning called a timeout, and then allowed us to go down the field and score another touchdown. I was nervous that he had not been listening to the ad reads on the pod lately. I was nervous that was
got not Oregon, Daniel,
and he said
he partook.
Okay. All right. This is kind of how these Saturday pods are going to go, by the way. It's not, we're not trying to break down the game for you on Saturday.
Not yet. That's later in the week.
That's going to come. Okay.
Yes, of course it is.
What we're trying to do on Saturday is just give a verbal processing of the things that we cannot wait another minute. This is what we used to hate. We used to hate having to wait till Monday to get the first episode out after us. We decided to switch to this format. We go Saturday night because it was midway through the first quarter of this game, Clint. And I needed to talk to someone about how Stetson Bennett's the best player on this offense.
I'm sorry. Let me think really quick about that. Oh, wait, that checks out.
Yeah. Okay. But Darnell Washington, Clint, is the most important player on Georgia's roster.
Why is that, Daniel? Please tell me. Please break it down for the people.
The things that this man does in the run game, in the screen game, blocking down the field.
Before he took that pass down the sideline and shimmied some dude, jumped over another dude, and then trucked another dude. Before that play, he was absolutely shellacking defensive linemen and linebackers for plays upon plays.
His
before he got
value to
rewarded.
this team far and away goes beyond his ability to catch the ball and run with the ball, his ability to run routes, his ability to get open, his ability to create mismatches, his ability to move the ball down the field and run after the catch. All of that he can do. But to see Darnell back and fully healthy, Clint, I don't think Georgia fans realize that we haven't really gotten a full taste of this guy. He's been through the whole offseason, and he's been healthy through the entire fall camp. I know he had the thing in the spring that he had to kind of get back from, but the entire fall camp, he's been healthy, and it shows. Him and Brock Bowers out there together are it's silly, Clint. It's silly. But every receiver and every running back and every quarterback on this team looks better because of Darnell Washington. Every single one.
I'm going to list you the 6 guys that are elevated because of Big O. Okay, Big O is elevated because of Big O.
His draft stock, is that one?
That's yes. He bet on himself, and y'all, he going to get paid on that ticket.
Cash.
Okay.
Like the Weldon brothers about to get paid.
Like the Weldon brothers, that's exactly right. 2, Brock Bowers. His stock is now, because all of a sudden now teams got tape and they're like, what do we do with these 2 monsters? And we pointed out 13 personnel was one of the first things that happened in this game. And we kept it going a long, long time. 12 and 13 personnel was always out there. A.D. Mitchell absolutely gets one-on-one, and he's going to burn and outmaneuver a DB because everybody's sucking up. Safeties are sucking up on tight end. Kenny McIntosh. Oh, he's eating because of Big O.
Eating up. I mean,
Lad McConkey, he showed out. And then, of course, Kendall Milton and Dejon Edwards in the run game. These 2 running backs together. Everybody is accentuated because of this guy.
We've spent all offseason talking about the tight end room, and it lived up to the billing, Clint. This tight end room lived up to the billing. We didn't even get to see very much of Eric Gilbert in the game, but Brock Bowers and Darnell Washington are better than any other tight ends. You can keep them. I don't care. I don't
care.
Darnell Washington, what he does to people on the perimeter.
Yes.
You throw that flare out there on the perimeter, and Darnell is lined up wide, and he just envelops people and removes them from existence on the football field.
You're going to see a DB. I'm telling you, sometime in this season, you're going to see a DB close his eyes.
Lay down.
That's what I mean. He's going to try to tackle him. He's going to close his eyes, and he's going to jump to the side of Big O to make an effort for film, but he wants nothing to do with it. He's making a business decision. I guarantee you will multiple times. This guy is a freak. He is most athletic, 6'8", 265. This is the Shaquille O'Neal of football.
And he is running like a young Shaquille O'Neal. He is running. He's that mobile and athletic. It's unbelievable, Clint. You mentioned the players that benefit from him. What we knew, Kenny McIntosh was a weapon coming out of the backfield. And again, we're going to have to talk about Kenny on Tuesday because Kenny has done some things, and I feel some feelings, y'all. I feel a lot of feelings about Kenny.
I'm the president of the Kenny McIntosh president of the club. I'm here.
We are all here, okay? But let me just say, because we're talking about Darnell right now, who are the guys that typically cover the backs when they swing out of the backfield, Clint? What are those positions? Who are those groupings of players?
Linebackers typically take running backs.
It's just those guys right in the middle of the field, right?
The 2 best defensive players for Oregon.
Well, let me stop you right there. Maybe it's the star. Maybe it's the guy that's coming in as star. Maybe it's an inside backer. Those are the guys that normally account for the running backs. What if I were to tell you that we got Big O clogging up the middle of the field? None of those guys are concerned about Kenny McIntosh at all. And let me tell you, it showed in this game because Kenny McIntosh he did some amazing things. He was wide ass open everywhere the whole game. And that's a testament to Big O. It's a scheme by Todd Monken. We're going to talk about Todd on Tuesday. That's another name we got to get to. But it's a testament to Big O. I think he's the most valuable player on this offense. He does more than anyone else. He's an offensive lineman. He's a wide receiver. He's a running back.
Yep.
He does it all for Georgia. And man, we thought Brock Bowers was just that dude, but it turns out he's just one of the tight ends. I'm not saying he's not that dude.
Nope.
I'm just saying he's just one of the tight ends on this team.
That's what I think is so magical about this position group and what we need to truly understand. And we tried to warn you about this, Georgia fan. And so get prepared in the coming weeks. Big O is going to demand attention. And guess what Todd Monken is going to do? Because if you weren't paying attention to his play calling and play selection in this game, you don't know. He is setting up every coach in the SEC. So a couple things. One, be prepared to lose Todd Monken in the offseason. Just
14 more games with Todd Monken. 14 more games with Todd Monken. The clock is
He's getting a head coaching position.
We're going to talk about that on Tuesday.
We'll talk about great. Tuesday. Yeah. But just prepare for that. 2, get ready for highlights upon highlights of every single one of these offensive guys to get their day to eat, because as defenses change around to try to account for all this, to try to account for Kenny Mack coming out of the backfield, to try to account for Big O, all of a sudden Brock's going to be open. All of a sudden Ladd's going to be more open than he currently is, which, by the way, he is a make myself get open route runner.
Has Ladd McConkey ever been covered
on a route? I've never seen a defender when he catches the ball within 2 yards.
You show me the tape of the time Ladd McConkey was covered.
A.D. Mitchell and Ladd McConkey are ISO machines. A.D. Mitchell will just outmaneuver you for the ball. Ladd McConkey will out-route run you for the ball. Yep. And as defenses move around, this is what Big O does. This is how it's incredible. Guys, this offense is the best offense Georgia has ever had in the history of the school.
That's
and
not
it's
even
not
a take.
Close.
It's not even a hot take. Like, there's
I understand.
no one.
There's somebody. There is somebody talking about Murray. There's somebody talking about Stafford. I guarantee you that.
You know whose name is? His name's Aaron Murray. His name's Aaron Murray. That's who's talking about Aaron Murray.
Look at the comments, okay? Look at the comments.
I want Oregon fan. Drop me a comment down there and talk to me real quick about Coda. Is that his name?
Chase Coda.
He looked good. He looked fine in the game.
He would be like, I don't know, probably like the 5th wide receiver.
I'm not sure if he would have gotten any run in this game, but the backups, the walk-ons got run. So yeah, he would have gotten some run. Talk to me about Bo Nix. Talk to me about okay. We need to talk defense.
I need to talk about Malachi Starks, and I am leading this. I need to own this. Malachi Starks and I'm starting a bromance. And it started long ago.
It's yeah.
Thank you. But first, we'll let you know about BetOnline. BetOnline's your sportsbook experts. If you went ahead and took the under on this game, like we told you, you cashed.
What kind of an idiot would take the over in this game? Let me ask you that, Clint. What kind of an idiot would take the over?
Degenerate morons who don't listen to this podcast, Daniel. That's who takes the over.
They don't listen to it first thing in the morning. I promise you that. They're not up. They're not up with the sun. They are not up with the sun listening to this podcast. I promise.
No, not a chance. But if you did, you found BetOnline, your sportsbook experts. Lets you know everything that you need for all the bets. It's safe. It's reliable. It's the place Daniel and I go. It's the official sportsbook of Locked On Podcast and Locked On Bulldogs. BetOnline, your sportsbook experts. Daniel,
okay,
Malachi Starks.
I want to give you the floor. I want to set you up for success here.
Please do.
This Georgia defense came out and they allowed 3 points to Oregon. Like, do you remember the standard from last year? Do you remember the bar that was impossibly high? Do you remember Kirby Smart saying, "I don't see why we have to give up 13 points a game. I don't see why we have to give up touchdowns. We don't like giving up touchdowns, so what if we just don't?" This Georgia defense came out. Mm-hmm. New faces everywhere. We got Michael Williams starting the game. We got Smile Mondon running all over the field, making plays. We got Kamari Lassiter in the game, making big-time plays. New faces everywhere. But one of the new faces hits a little different. And when I say hits a little different, I mean he does a lot of things a lot different. Let's talk about the safety, Malachi Starks, Clint. I give you the floor.
Thank you, Daniel. I want to first give an honorable mention to our boy Christopher Smith, if I may. Christopher,
he's going to get his own segment on Tuesday, but
I know.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, for the fans that are going to yell at us right now, he's going to get his own segment because that guy hits like he is 250 pounds, Daniel.
That's a first-round draft pick. Christopher Smith is a first-round draft pick.
We said in the offseason, Christopher Smith will be drafted first in the first round. He should be, and if he's not, you're ludicrous. He is a better safety now than guys in the league. I'm telling, he is. It's just incredible.
We
what
could
he
go
does.
on and on.
Okay,
Nolan Smith talking about he came back to make a business decision because he wants to be developed by Kirby. That's what was being talked about. That's Christopher Smith and Nolan Smith, the Smith boys, the Weldon brothers. They're about to cash in, but the Smith brothers, they about to cash in a significant way. All right,
let me tell you why Malachi Starks has the biggest ceiling out of any defensive player currently at Georgia. Uh-oh. Yes, you heard me. I'm not. Look, I know we got Michael Williams. I'm well aware of that. I have no problem saying that Malachi Starks has the biggest, highest ceiling, and it's because
he's including Jalen Carter.
I'm including Jalen Carter. I'm sorry, Jalen Carter's a better football player right now. There is no disputing that. I'm not a moron, but I'm telling you right now, I saw an 18-year-old kid.
Check the comments on that. I'm not a moron.
That's true. That's true.
The comments.
I watched an 18-year-old kid do something I have literally not seen literally not seen NFL people do. I saw him.
I'm sorry.
Track. Read responsibility in a very tight, very difficult 2-over safety look that was going to necessitate Bo Nix dropping a ball in, which, by the way, wasn't a horribly thrown ball. It wasn't a great thrown ball, but it wasn't a horribly thrown ball. And I saw Malachi Starks read.
Wide receiver. He's running.
He tracks. He reads. He closes. And then he instantly sucks up like he is a wet paper towel on your hand.
Yep.
And he perfectly forms to the receiver. He turns around in perfect timing, picks this ball off, which, by the way, if you watch the film, his head snaps around and he has probably milliseconds before he has to grab this thing. Grabs it perfectly and comes down. He has athleticism, speed, smarts, in phase, technique. I've never seen an 18-year-old do any of that all in one play in my entire life.
No, there's like the fact that he was there in face was above and beyond anything that you could have ever expected from him on that play. The fact that he touched the football was ridiculous. But the fact that he caught that football, Clint, I've never seen anything like it. All I want to know is, can we get Malachi Starks an NIL deal where we officially brand him the wet paper towel?
I want a t-shirt. I want a t-shirt right now.
Every time he makes a play, we get a sound effect that's like that's what we need. Like that's what we need. Malachi Starks, the wet paper towel. He just sticks to you.
I know he's gonna pop somebody. He can pop. He can hit. That is not the case at all.
The coverage.
This coverage. That's what I was anticipating. He is more athletic. And y'all, this is the only person I've seen close to this in college. And Georgia fan, you can hate me for making this comparison because he's the best safety that's ever played in the NFL. I've seen Ed Reed like things. That's who I remember. And Ed Reed was a popper. And we're going to see Malachi Starks. He's going to pop people. Okay.
Yep.
Just wait for it.
Yep.
But in coverage on a wide receiver.
And here's the thing, Clint. Here's the thing. And this is where we'll end for today because Georgia's the best team in college football.
Yep. Hands down.
Georgia's not scared of anybody.
Bring it. Any day. Name it. We'll be there.
You watch some of these other teams in college football? Who's Georgia scared of right now? Who's Georgia scared of? No. Georgia's not scared of anybody.
Correct.
Because we're the best team in college football. Correct. We have the best players in college football.
Got the best coach in college football, too.
Yeah. And it's person after person after person after person. Because you're saying all this about Malachi Starks. Do you know who's going to play a lot of football for the University of Georgia this year?
Tell me.
Dan Jackson. He's going to play a lot. So, Georgia fans, don't get in this weird mindset where you're like, oh, Malachi Starks, he's the guy now. He is the guy. But Dan Jackson, also the guy.
ask me, Daniel, if I'm mad. My love of Malachi Starks that I just told is Ed Reed-esque. Tell me if I'm mad about Dan Jackson sharing snaps.
I know for a fact you ain't mad.
I ain't
know,
mad.
No, I know for a fact you ain't mad. Listen, I expect we're going to see a lot of guys. All right, we saw Bullard tonight playing star. We saw Tyke get in late tonight as he gets his legs back under. Maybe he's in the mix there in that safety rotation. We're going to see a lot of Christopher Smith, and we're going to see Malachi Starks, Dan Jackson, and others. But listen, this kid Malachi Starks, he ain't going anywhere.
Our defense is only going to get nastier because you know what today showed me?
They only gave up 3 points today. How are they going to get nastier?
They're going to get nastier, Daniel, because I saw them give up 3 points, but I saw the DB, the entire room, every position, Lassiter, Ringo, safeties showed out, which means to Shu and to Kirby, we can take some more risks.
We can. That secondary is strong.
It's filthy.
It's strong. All right. So Saturday episode going up tonight. Hopefully you snagged it on Saturday. Maybe you're listening on Sunday. There will not be a Monday episode.
Listen to this on Monday if you need to. It'll be still there.
On the way to work. It'll still be there. Listen again for a second time. Tuesday we'll be back, and we'll be back Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Getting ready for Sanford. We'll be back on Tuesday talking about Lad McConkey. We'll be back talking about Michael Williams. We'll be back talking about the linebacker play.
Jones.
We'll be back talking about the offensive line play. We'll be back talking about A.D. Mitchell and how he maybe should remind you of a Heisman Trophy winner that he reminds me of. If you don't look at A.D. Mitchell and see Devontae Smith, I don't know what to do for you. Yeah, I can't help you. It's like a person that bets on the over on the Georgia-Oregon game. As if Oregon's going to score points. That's what you're saying? Okay.
Look, it's somebody who doesn't have an official position, possibly.
It's possibly someone who's not yet been offered a title.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll be back on Tuesday. Thanks for being with us. And it's going to be a fun season, Clint. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week.